The gigantic comedy prediction is a routine you will use. Using this gigantic Queen of Hearts and these jumbo queens, you can create a funny, entertaining, and magical routine with very, very little effort. But don't take my word for it. Listen to what one of the top comedy magicians in the world has to say. Here's Nick DeFont.
Hey folks, I'm Nick DeFont, and I'm just here to quickly recommend Mayor Yidid's new gigantic comedy prediction. If you're somebody that's looking for, or you already do, one of the versions of like Potty Prediction or Macomical Deck, for me, this one kind of ticks all the boxes. There's no big goofy envelopes, there's no rough or smooth that's going to wear out over time. This is the kind of thing you can throw in your case, it'll always be ready. Plus, on the teaching video, you get George Schindler teaching you all the history behind these style of effects, and what more could you ask for?
Thank you, Nick. Oh, by the way, we now have a King of Spades and a fan of Jumbo Kings. Believe it or not, these are the same cards you just saw a second ago. These are transformational cards. They can be shown as kings or queens, and it's practically self-working, which makes this routine so easy to do. You'll just love performing and fooling your audiences with it. But don't take my word for it. Listen to what one of the top comedy magicians in the world, Dave Merry, has to say.
Mayor and I have been friends for a lot of years. Dave Merry here. I'm a comedian magician. He lives in New York City. I was performing in Atlantic City once. He came down because he knew I do this comedy prediction thing. You know, you could have come up with this version a while ago, so I didn't have to do the version that I was doing. Mine had roughing fluid and was really clunky. Your version is really clean and really good, and I wish you would come up with it a little earlier.
Thanks, Dave. Now, what is the gigantic comedy prediction? What's the effect? What's the routine? Let's take a look. You bring someone up on stage, they sit next to you, you then show your prediction to everybody in the audience except your spectator. It's the Queen of Hearts. You show it to them and you place it aside in full view the entire time. You then show them the cards that the spectator is going to select from. They will laugh because they're all the same, but the spectator doesn't know that. As you say, you could have an ace, a queen, a king, a jack, a five, any card you like. And of course the audience is laughing because they know they all match the prediction. The spectator points to any card or touches any card. Let's say it's this one. It's a free choice, by the way. You show them their card. But what are they looking at? They're actually looking at the King of Spades, even though the entire audience thinks that they just selected the Queen of Hearts. So that's the preamble. That's how the routine starts. Let's take a look at a live performance by Jim Spinato at the Mohegan Sun Casino. The show is already in progress.
Let me recap. Patty came up and I showed you guys a big prediction. She didn't step forward. She selected a card. It was an absolute free choice. She could have selected any one of those. She selected whatever she selected. Patty, do me a favor. Look at the audience. And in a real loud voice, yell out the card that you selected.
King of Clubs. King of Spades, I'm sorry. King of Spades.
Have another drink that just yelled out.
King of Spades.
Patty, what the hell she said, King of Spades? Oh wait, hold it. She said King of Spades, look.
King of Spades.
Okay, look, my prediction, King of Spades. And you know why I got that right? Because she had no choice. Give Patty a nice round of applause.
Thank you, Jim. Now, the gigantic comedy prediction is actually a very, very simple routine to perform. It's an ideal stand-up routine, but it can also be used in formal close-up shows or in the larger stages. It packs flat, it plays big, and it's also great for MCs because you always have an emergency routine that you can do. The nice thing about it is it's intrinsically funny. There are moments within it that create laughs, even if you're not a comedian. There's also a dual reality aspect of it, where the person on stage sees one routine while the audience sees a completely different routine. It also has a sucker effect routine built in. If you do any kind of live shows, I'm sure you'll love this thing. But don't take my word for it. Listen to what one of the greatest comedy magicians in the world has to say, Jeff Hobson.
Gigantic comedy prediction, a great trick. It's easy to do, it almost works itself, and it plays gigantic. That's what you want. The comedy is built in. What else do you want in a trick? Buy it. Now.